an interview about consumer behavior.
With me today is Melissa Travis. Welcome, Melissa.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Now, I understand that you're an environmental psychologist, but I'm not quite sure what that is. Could you explain?
Sure. Most people assume my job has to do with the environment. They imagine I protect rainforests or something.
My thought was that you might study how people react to nature.
Well, not really. Environmental psychologists study two things. First, how people behave in different situations, and second, why they act in those ways. Now, an environmental psychologist could focus on any situation, such as work, home, school, or wherever else. But my personal focus is on how people behave in commercial situations, especially retail ones.
You mean shopping?
Exactly. I'm also interested in behavior at movie theaters or restaurants, say, but shopping is my main focus.
Isn't it pretty easy to predict shopping behavior? Don't most folks just buy what they need and then leave the store?
That may be what you do, but actually, no. The way that a consumer behaves when shopping is often complex.
How so?
Well, for instance, there's the issue of personal space. Researchers have found that most people like a certain amount of personal space when shopping. Imagine that a shopper is looking closely at an item. If several other shoppers bump into this person, he or she will likely just leave the store without buying anything.
Don't take this the wrong way, but isn't that obvious? Nobody likes getting bumped after all.
But what's interesting is that this behavioral pattern doesn't always hold true. Sometimes shoppers don't mind getting bumped. Many stores have permanent areas set up for discount items. And in these areas, consumers will stay and shop. They don't seem to mind getting bumped or brushed by others. So a variety of factors, the amount of space, the price of an item, the number of other shoppers, even the time of day, all alter how people behave when shopping.
I see your point. And I bet you could tell us more interesting tales about this. But why does it all matter? I mean, why is it important to know how people behave in retail situations?
Well, if stores want to sell more goods, and of course, selling electronics or clothes or whatever is the whole purpose of a store, then it helps to know how and why humans behave. I've already mentioned that most customers like to have space. Because of this, stores have learned to place goods in areas where shoppers aren't likely to be bumped. And take sales as another example. Everybody loves getting a bargain. In fact, studies have shown that buying something for a good price can improve your mood. It can make you feel so good, in fact, that shopping can even be addictive. Not only that, but when people are in a good mood, they sometimes act based on their emotions or without thinking. This means they might buy more than they need of something, or even buy something they don't need at all.
So you're saying that stores are trying to alter how we behave in order to encourage us to spend more? Does that mean some of my decisions about what to buy are not really my decisions?
Well, I can't say that's always true, but to some extent, yes.
Huh. It makes sense that stores would do that, I guess, but I hadn't ever considered it before. So, is there anything we can do to be smarter shoppers?
Well, another way that stores try to change our behavior is to use our emotions to make us buy things. We all worry about not looking good or feeling good, right? Stores know this and try to sell items designed to make us look or feel better. But next time you're shopping, don't buy a product that says it will give you more energy. Instead, try thinking about why you're tired, which is probably just because of a lack of sleep. If you can get more sleep, you won't need to buy something that, at best, can only have a temporary effect on your energy level.
That's a good point. I guess I can't buy energy or good looks. Too bad. Any other tips?
Be careful about when you go shopping. Studies show that we often buy more than we need if we're hungry or unhappy, for example. And here's my last tip. If you're the kind of person who shops online and often buys things that you later regret, delete your credit card details from the site after each purchase. If your card is not saved on the website, you'll have to enter the details each time. Having to do that gives you time to think, and during that time, you may decide you don't really need another shirt or pair of shoes or whatever. Plus, it's safer if your card details are not stored online.
Now that's a tip I can certainly use. I shop online a lot. Melissa Travis, thank you. That was very interesting.